Welcome to the Raynin Threes podcast with Alan Ray and Mike O'Connell.
In Big East play, Ray. How are we feeling on this Wednesday evening?
I'm feeling good right now. Um, it's a little cold in Atlanta. I wasn't expecting that, but other than that, I feel good. I feel good about the game.
Mhm.
I don't feel good about J-Mo's situation. A little worried about that, to be honest. It's almost pushing like a month, and they said it was a knee sprain. So I'm just hoping that he really is is getting better and doing better, and just obviously wait until he's 100% healthy. I just don't want it to be like anything serious, because I feel like we've got a lot of guys who have gone through injuries, Colin and J-Mo himself. So I hope he's good. I hope he's good. How you
Yeah, no,
feeling?
I'm feeling good. Honestly, I feel like this is another opportunity for us to grow as a team, especially with the transfers. Hakeem Hart, your guy, one of your favorites over the last few months, Ray, has really stepped up in JMO's absence, as we've seen, both defensively, and his scoring has gone up as well. So it's been fun to watch him kind of evolve. Whereas Bamba and Burton, really from the jump, have been major contributors
Yeah.
when it comes to scoring and making plays, that kind of thing. But I think in the long run, Ray, this experience, this 4 game stretch, possibly 5 game stretch, depending on JMO's health, really helps us
Yeah.
going into conference play, latter stages of the season, and into March. Whether that be the big dance, conference tournament, you name it, it's going to pay dividends because it's going to giving these guys more experience, more opportunities to play with each other, and really just grow together. Whether it be playing games at home, which we got to take care of business, especially playing on campus, and
Hmm.
in hostile environments as well. So this is a Xavier team. We were talking about it a little bit before we hopped on. They're looking for a reason to get going, right? They're coming off a 20-point victory, handed the Pirates to Seton Hall, who are actually playing right now against Providence, a 20-point loss. So they're still trying to find their way. They've looked a little Jekyll and Hyde-ish like we have over the course of the non-conference play, heading into conference play. And a Houston team who's probably a top 2, top 3 team in the entire country. They only
Yeah.
lost to them by 6 points, Ray. So this is a team that can get up and play with just about anybody, but they've also taken some tough losses as well. They lost to Washington, Delaware. Those are a couple tough L's for the Musketeers and on their resume, but I'm feeling pretty good. But Ray, we talked about it. Wins are not going to come easy in the Big East. Tonight, I'm expecting nothing else. I think it's going to be a tough fight all the way to the end, but it's one where you got to think the Wildcats got to come out on top on this one.
Yeah, for sure. And we at the Fin, so we they gotta go in. You gotta go in at the Fin. Gotta protect home. You got to. And I think Xavier is a really good team. You can't sleep on them guys. Like you said, they hungry. They looking for a reason to get on track. And what better way than to come into Nova and get a win? So I think it's important for us to start the game off focused and ready to go, and make sure we match their energy, because they're gonna come out with a lot of energy. Match their energy and keep these guys off the boards. Like they're tremendous on the boards. These guys rebound well. They out rebounded St. John's, and St. John's is one of the best rebounding teams in the Big East. Offensively as well, they out rebounded them offensively. They get a lot of offensive rebounds, so that's a lot of second chance points for them. We gotta nip that in the bud early, and I think that if we pressure them and really get them to speed up, they'll turn the ball over. If you watch that St. John's game, they was throwing the ball all over the place. Houston, they was throwing the ball all over the place. And then I watched the Delaware game too, and they was throwing the ball all over the place. So I think it's important for us to lock in on defense, use our length, get in the passing lanes, and just like make it hard for them. Let them know from the jump, like it's not gonna be an easy game for y'all, and like we here to win it. So that's what I'm looking for the team today. It's another one of them effort games. Not really a big X and O, in my opinion. You know, I always kind of say that, but if it is a big X and O game, I'll tell you. But I don't think this is. I think this is like rebounding is effort. You know, defense is effort. So that's why I say it's an effort game. Just like don't be outworked by Xavier tonight.
No, I completely agree with you, A-Ray. And the thing is, though, Sean Miller-led teams, which Xavier is, are always going to be a grinded out, physical type of team that's never going to roll over. And I have to agree with you 100% in terms of starting out fast, right? Get everybody going. Let's see some early shots go down from distance. Let's try to do our best to limit second chance points because, Quincy Olivari, that guy, once he gets a rebound, you kick it out to him and he knocks down a three, then it's like, oh boy, here we go. Because they're streaky like that. They can score in spurts. Olivari is definitely a guy averages 18 points a game. He's definitely their top option when it comes to scoring. But these guys are rock solid. And I think Sean Miller, his second stint at Xavier, he kind of has a chip on his shoulder a little bit, got something to prove. Not an ideal start this season, only being one game over 500, but anything can happen on any given night in the Big East. We've seen that just from the first few weeks of action. UConn's gone down. Marquette's gone down. We've beaten Creighton back on what seems like a long time ago, Ray, back on December 20th, believe it or not. That was 2 weeks ago at this point. Seems like ancient history, but massive win for the Wildcats to get the ball rolling come conference play. They answered the bell when they took a business trip out to the Winchester Arena, defeating the Blue Demons of DePaul by 40-something points. That was exactly what we needed to see.
You was nervous before that game. I remember.
A-Ray, you love to put these words in my mouth about me being nervous, okay? I said what we had to do, which was win by 15, 20 points and just be comfortable.
You did.
But hey, listen, nobody wanted to be dealing with any sort of a struggling type performance against DePaul. That's how bad they've been. It's like, okay, let's go out there and let's have this game be over at halftime. And that's exactly what happened. Yeah. First 10 minutes or so, or maybe a little back and forth where you're like, oh, what's going on? Let's put these guys away. We did. Everybody was in double figures when it came to scoring. It was a lot of fun to watch. We had some highlight type of dunks from the guys. And, that's exactly what you wanted to see going out there in Chicago. But now got 3 home games in a row, A-Ray, right?
Ooh.
Can we start racking up some W's? I think tonight is a golden opportunity for us. I really think the Xavier team is without their guy, Zach Fremantle. They're not healthy. They're not whole compared to what they were at the beginning of the season, even like in the offseason, what the expectations were for this team being a top 4 team in the Big East. They are not that without their guys. Yeah. And here we are. And this is the team that they are. They're a 7-6 team, and Villanova playing at home, playing on campus, needs to take care of business because there's opportunities against St. John's at home on Saturday, and then you play DePaul again at home on January the 12th. So after that, A-Ray, it doesn't get any easier because it's Marquette and UConn back-to-back. So how great would it be, A-Ray, to be undefeated in conference play, 5-0 in conference play, heading in to go play Marquette at Marquette, the Fiserv Forum, on January the 15th at 2:30 p.m. on Fox. I mean, that would be massive, right? It's like, okay, we're exactly where we want to be. Comes to Big East, now we have an opportunity to really make things happen.
Nah, that would be amazing. And for the fans, definitely it'd be a great feeling, especially after last year to come into Big East, start out 5-0. But you know me, like that don't mean nothing. You as quick as you go 5-0, you can go 0-5.
Right.
So, it's all nice and fun and cute to be 5-0, but we got to take care of business, like you said. Marquette, especially at home, Marquette came into the Fin and beat us twice. Like we owe them. We need to go in Marquette and get a win, and then when they come back here, they need to take a L. You know what I'm saying? And then we got UConn. I can't wait for that game. It's going to be a goodie. So we got our work cut out for us, but it definitely would be good to have that momentum going into those games. Again, another like DePaul, perfect game to like work on your stuff. Like no disrespect to DePaul, but like that's a game where you work on your stuff, work on different lineups, work on defense, work on playing 40 minutes, like those type of things. So it would be great. It would be great going into Big East 5-0. I would really I would like that. And it would speak a lot about our team too. You know, we've been up and down a little bit, you know, in the Big Five, taking some L's. But then when we play against these really good teams, we show up and we really compete. So I want to see that just going forward, that same effort. Like even though we lost against Kansas State, I think that we put up a pretty good effort and when we played those guys. So I'm happy if the team plays with effort and gives it they all on the court. And I'm sure everybody else feels the same way too. You know, we just don't want to be watching the game and just be like, oh, what the hell is going on? Like offense not looking good, defense not looking good. Like that's just not what we want to see. But I think we're trending in the right direction for sure.
No, you're absolutely right, and I just feel like it's been a little difficult to gauge exactly where the team is at right now, just because the games have been so few and far between the last few weeks, right?
Yeah.
Like beginning with the UCLA game on December the 9th, right? Since then, A-Ray played 2 games.
Yo, these
Played
breaks,
two games, man.
I
Like
don't remember these breaks being that long like this.
I don't remember it. I really don't at all. It's weird. It was weird not having a game, whether it would be New Year's Eve, on New Year's Day. That was weird that we didn't have one
Yeah.
then over the weekend. And here we are now, just in Game 3 of Big East play, 2-0, impressive win against Creighton in a hostile environment. He went to Wintrust Arena in Chicago, took care of business here, and now is a 3-game stretch where we've looked at since the Big East schedule was released, day Ray, and you circle that and be like, all right, you got to start stacking these W's, start stringing together some wins, some confidence, and it's certainly going to be no easy task. I'm not trying to write off Xavier, anything like that, and especially without our guy Justin Moore, you know that it's not going to be easy, especially without him, the floor general on the court. But I have confidence. I don't think there's any reason to believe we can't go out there tonight on our home floor, execute, play well defensively. I know you like to bring up the fact that Xavier is a great rebounding team, which they are, but our defense has been unbelievable the last 3 games.
Yeah.
Giving up, 50, 40 points in regulation. It's been fun to watch. It's been exciting to watch. Eric Dixon's shot blocking ability. It seems like it's taken another step forward compared to last season. You like what we've seen from Nana and Njoku. We talked about him really starting back in the battle for Atlantis against Carolina, and your guy Hakeem Hart. You've been telling everybody about how we got to look at him and circle him and be like, this is a guy who's going to step up for us and play big, and he's done exactly that. He's come up in big time opportunities and made the most of them. Whether it's been knocking down a key three, getting to the line in an and one, making a defensive stop. It's been fun to watch, and I think that continues tonight. And I really believe that we're gonna come out with a victory and really play well defensively, especially.
Are we going to see Hakeem Hart in the starting lineup anytime this year? That's the question.
Right. No,
Is he going to be in a starting lineup anytime this year? And what you think?
Well, A-Ray, to be perfectly honest with you, I didn't think that you were going to be so much, put so much stock into something like that.
Yeah.
Does that really matter if he's in the starting lineup or not? I'm asking you as a player. Is that something that really mattered to you? Is that like a mental thing that's like, oh man, I'm not starting tonight versus, oh my gosh, wow, the coaches really like what I'm doing out there. I'm proving myself. I did earn a spot in the starting five. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, well, for me personally, if I'm not starting, I'm gonna be pissed. That's just
Okay.
me. But like, I could give you an example. So let's say, like, if Kyle, I remember when Kyle first first got with the team, we first started playing. He was coming off the bench,
Mm.
but he would bring like this energy that when he got in the game, he just like lifted us up and picked us up. And I know Coach Wright saw it, and we all knew it. And what happened? Coach Wright put him in the starting lineup, and I think it was good because from the beginning of the game, now we have that energy, that dog mentality that Kyle used to bring, and it was from the jump. You know what I'm saying? Like we didn't have to like get ourselves ready to get going because like Kyle would get a steal, go full
Right.
court, lay it up, and we like, okay, like yeah, like we got to get on the same level as him right now. So I feel like it could be the gift and the curse with Hakeem. Put him in a starting lineup. Yes, I think that he will definitely bring the intensity and get everybody going too, but we need somebody to come off the bench too and bring that as well. Like who do you sit to replace Hakeem, putting him in the starting lineup. So it's a lot of questions that need to be answered. But I think he deserves or he's earned to be a starter.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And like
I hear you.
he was starting at Maryland, Big Ten,
Yeah.
so why not?
I hear you, and I agree with that. That type of sixth man mentality that jumps off the bench and immediately has an impact on the game, whether it be just through pure vibes, right?
Yeah.
Just like bringing out the juice, bringing out the energy that Kyle Lowry was able to do for you guys when he started to kind of get his feet wet when it comes to starting. And I feel like another guy that we got to mention in the past, Dante DiVincenzo,
Mm-hmm.
what he was able to do in 2018. I mean, he won most outstanding player in the Final Four as a sixth man.
Definitely
Right?
did.
People forget that, but he was not a starter. Dropped 31 in the national championship against Michigan as a sixth man. And I feel like if you look at this squad that we have currently without Justin Moore, Jordan Longino is another guy that has that type of mentality when bringing him off the bench that can make a play on the defensive end and then turn around and go make a big time shot and maybe draw a foul and get the fellas going a little bit on the offensive side as well. So I just think this team is just going to continue to just keep getting better. We've seen some growing pains already, and as a result, that's why we lost 3 straight games, including those Big Five games that we just, were in utter shock that we actually dropped. But
No, St. Joe's is pretty good this year. I'm surprised they didn't put him in the rankings. I'm not gonna lie.
they're going to be in the tournament, right? They're going to
Yeah,
be. They're
for
going to.
sure.
I think they'll win the Atlantic 10, and you'll see them as a 5 seed, 6 seed type of team when it comes to March. But like that's not a bad loss. That's not what I'm really pointing to. I'm
Yeah.
pointing to more
No, I know
so
what you
the
mean.
Drexel loss. Penn isn't necessarily horrible, but I did watch them the other day. They played Houston. They played Houston, A-Ray. Oh man, that game was over before it started. It was like 25-6 within the first 5 minutes of the game, and I was like, "Oh man, how did we lose to these guys?" But
No, there's no
then
way
again,
we should have lost a pen.
then
We don't
again, Big
we don't
Five
gotta retrace
Palestra.
that.
You're right. You're right. But 55-51, Seton Hall Pirates clinging to this 4-point lead right now. Hey Ray, isn't this beautiful? Right, Big East basketball is just night in, night out. You could, aside from DePaul, no
Yeah.
offense to the Blue Demons, but I'm going to say it. You throw two teams together, it's going to be a fun game. It's going
Yeah.
to come down the wire. There'll be some lead changes. There'll be some runs. I mean, Seton Hall, Providence, Butler, St. John's, Villanova, Xavier, UConn, Marquette. Like you put any of these teams together, man, it's gonna make for a fun matchup because
That St. John's and UConn game was really good last week or the week before when old boy revealed his first crush. I don't want to say his name because I don't want these UConn fans come at me.
yeah. I mean, you were catching some heat for that one, but I thought that was all in good fun.
Yeah, no, but like you said, that's definitely true, man. Like every game has potential to be like a freaking classic. We've been seeing a lot of good games in the Big East this year. I love the Big East. Like a team like UConn can dominate non-conference and then come to the Big East and get slapped around. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like
yeah, man.
that's amazing. Like
That's
what
Big
what
East.
other conference can you say top teams non-conference and then come into their conference and lose. Like, it doesn't even have to be a top team. They could lose to somebody in the middle of the pack. Like, they could lose to a Seton Hall, or you get what I'm saying.
Nah, 100%.
So
100%, man.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
And it's just funny because everyone talked about like the major storylines heading into the season, which were Ed Cooley in Georgetown, Providence, and Kim English. Like, oh, when's Ed Cooley gonna make the return to Providence? Like, January 27th, that's gonna be such a fun matchup, which it absolutely is. But I almost feel like the amount of intensity night in, night out with coaches like Shaheen Holloway, who I feel like he's kind of developed a bit of a villain type of
For sure.
atmosphere vibe that he gives off just from his antics a little bit in post game, lineups, just shaking hands.
Yeah.
Versus then we had Shaka Smart the other night, Ray, who's literally on the court guarding the Baylor Shireman. It was like unbelievable, and people were complaining. We saw on Twitter X,
Yeah.
it was complete. Just what is going on? What do you think about this? People were pissed off. People were like, oh, that's just good fun. That's just a coach showing that he loves the team. He cares about his team. He's getting into it. He's getting focused. He's trying to inspire his guys to play good defense. I personally think it's great, right? I think it's hilarious. It's entertaining. But at the same time, if you're a Creighton fan, you have every right to be pissed off about that. Are you kidding me?
For
You
sure.
have every right to be like, how is that not a technical foul? How in the world is he allowed to be both feet on the court in play, basically turning Shireman away from the baseline, back the other way in a pivotal possession of the game? And you said it. You're like, hey, listen, they made some bad mistakes. They had a turnover there. You got to point the finger at Creighton. That's just them not executing. I get that. But at the same time, it's like a head-scratching moment where you're like, this is not a technical foul. I mean, he's directly impeding the game on the floor, which is something you can't do as a coach when it comes to physically putting yourself out there. Like, we've seen that before in the NFL with guys on the sideline. Remember Mike Tomlin was out looking at the scoreboard. Jacoby Jones couldn't return the punt because he was in his way. We saw the Dolphins-Jets coach trip a play. Like, it gets to that point a little bit where it's like, whoa, what's going on with this? But you get what I'm saying about just the storylines already in the Big East, whether it be from coaches, from rivalries, from just like bad blood. That's the best thing we can ask for. And we're 2-3 games into the Big East season, Ray. So we have a long way to go, but also just more and more storylines, rivalries, and fun moments are going to take place.
Yes, sir. Don't forget about the refs too, because they're making a strong case for their storylines too, with how bad they are. It's three refs on the court at all times. Like you said, somebody should have said something to Shaka Smart about that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's 6 eyes out there, but it's like only 3 is being used on the court with these referees. But we'll see. Definitely looking forward to tonight's game. I hope that the refs don't interfere with the game and like let the guys play and keep it fair and competitive. And I mean, I wouldn't mind a bad call here and there against Xavier, but we'll see.
Dude, hey Ray, I feel like we really have yet to really talk about this too much because I think we got overlooked because we won the game. But against Creighton in the closing moments of regulation, I mean, holy cow, man! You got to think like, what in the world? What are you guys looking at? How is this possibly in any way, shape, or form not Villanova basketball? Like, one, he didn't get the shot off in time, so it should have been. I know he hit the rim. That doesn't matter. It all matters about him getting the shot off in time. It did not leave his fingertips before the buzzer sounded, so it should have been a shot clock violation. And then 2, it was clearly off of the Creighton player, which would have made it Villanova ball.
Yeah.
So there was like multiple situations there where you're like, wait, how did they come out of looking at the video monitor and say, yeah, Creighton basketball? Because Ray, if Creighton comes out and wins that game in regulation and we lose that the way that basically the Detroit Lions just lost on Saturday night, oh man, I mean, people would have been livid.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see, OC. We see what happened tonight. We see what happened tonight. I'm excited about this game. It seems like it's been a month since we played. I'm ready to see the boys go out there and kill. And The one kid I want you to watch tonight is from Xavier is Desmond Clark. He's
Hmm.
pretty good. 6'6" sophomore from Connecticut. I like his game. I've been watching the film. I like his game. I think if we could keep him contained, we'd be all right. We'd be all right. But him and Olivieri,
Lavari, yep.
yeah, we gotta kind of contain them, or both of them can't go off. At least one, but not both.
Yeah. Olivari's from Atlanta, bro.
Olivari, yeah.
Yeah, he's from Atlanta. So um, he's gonna be tough. And we've had some issues limiting guys that are a similar size and can score the basketball. Like we saw against Kansas State, Arthur Kaluma, who's had experience playing against us from Creighton. I mean,
He's tough though.
that guy was eating us alive, man.
Yeah,
But
Kaluma is tough. I always liked his game.
oh, absolutely. But just we gotta be able to limit that. And I feel like we have done a better job just since that game of stepping up. And even without more, we've looked really, really well on the defensive side of things.
Yeah,
And I really do expect that to continue tonight. I think it does. It's unfortunate that we have 3 straight home games this early, Ray, because the students aren't there. And I remember we talked about it a little bit before we went. We were live for the Creighton game. It was like, okay, that might be good for us because the students aren't there, right? It was still pretty loud at times, but we did a great job, I feel like, at just limiting any sort of momentum. Even when they were up 14, 15 points, it was still like quiet enough that you could hear the everybody's sneakers just
yeah,
on the court. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I think it is a little unfortunate that we don't have all the Nova students there rocking the house. But I think it'll be a good environment this week, next week, and leading up into until we play the big dogs of Marquette and UConn. Because hey, Ray, we're going to be at that UConn game. Am I right?
I'm there. I'm in the
Yes, sir.
building. I'm
And
in the building.
we got your Villanova Varsity Athletics Hall of Fame induction ceremony that weekend as well, Ray. So a big
Yeah,
weekend for you, my friend.
yeah, it is. I'm going to enjoy it. I'm gonna be spoiled. I can't wait. I can't wait. Nova does a good job with it when it comes to things like that. And I definitely appreciate them for recognizing me for the outstanding work that I put in.
Yes, sir. That's exactly right, though. Hey, it's all right to toot your own horn once in a while, hey, Ray, right? I mean, come on. That's nothing short of outstanding work for you, my friend. Come on.
For sure, for sure.
Oh man, and we have this giveaway, the game day giveaway that we announced earlier this afternoon. Hey Ray, it's gotten a great response, so really appreciate everyone reposting, liking that, and giving A Ray and I a follow, whether it be on Instagram or Twitter. You guys are awesome, and we're excited to give away some of this merch, man. A Ray signed it all back when we had our game watch party for the Maryland game in November, so it's all there for you, and we're gonna give it out to you guys because you guys are the best. We really appreciate all that you've done for the podcast. The love and support has been nothing short of amazing. And we're going to keep this train rolling as long as the Wildcats keep it going as well. We expect them to keep doing that tonight, Ray. So I'm looking forward to this matchup against Xavier. It's going to be not going to be easy, but I see the Wildcats coming out on top. And a lot of fun doing this pregame show you with my friend.
Yes, sir, OC. And just want to say thanks to everybody as well. And just want to say, when are we picking the winners?
We'll have it out on Saturday. So
All right,
this upcoming Saturday.
Saturday. So give more people a chance to
Yeah.
try to win. And good luck to everybody, and good luck to the Cats tonight.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we got like 85 or so people eligible for the shirt and hat. So it's pretty cool stuff, man.
Yeah.
And how about this? Seton Hall and Providence, Ray, coming down on the wire here. And what do you know? An official review. An official review to slow the game down at the end. And we're not going to be able to start our game on time, I guarantee it. And we're just going to be watching this replay
Over and over.
over and over. And here we go. Are we going to finally make a decision? No, they're going back to the board. I mean, you can't make this up. You cannot make this up. So 59-57, 14.3 on the clock. It looks like the possession arrow is with Providence, but Seton Hall does Oh, they had the ball. Now they're giving it back to dude. This is crazy. Hey, Ray.
Man,
Big East basketball at its finest.
I'm about to answer some of these tweets. Let me see. Because it's that time.
Oh man, who's tuned in, right? I mean, come on.
Yeah. I gotta retweet or get some retweets, and I really love that when I post that and like see everybody who's like watching the game.
Yeah.
See the same people all the time. Like that get me fired up. Get me fired up.
Oh boy, oh boy. Down low, up and no good. He missed the bunny. Oh, off the rebound, and that looks like it's gonna do it, man. Providence
Yeah, I
with a
just don't
golden
want to go to
opportunity.
overtime.
Well, it's looking good for that because we've dealt with too many overtimes before us. Even maybe remember at Schaefer's A-Ray, the Providence Kansas State game went into overtime after all that nonsense of pushing and shoving.
Yeah. Now, wasn't it a punch thrown?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
It was a punch. It was a punch.
That didn't connect from 2 inches away.
Oh man, this is just gonna be. They're gonna drag this one out, and the game's gonna get delayed, man, per usual. It's like clockwork, Ray. It's an absolute guarantee every time.
What you been doing this whole break, OC?
I've been working, man. It's been a lot of football, right? And it's been fun because there's been so much shakeup in the NFL, and nobody is as good as you think that they are,
Giants,
except for the Ravens. I mean, the Giants almost beat the Rams, dude. Like the Rams are a team that everyone was like, "Oh my God, they're gonna go make a Super Bowl run right now and beat the Niners and do this and do that and the other thing," because Stafford and Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp, they look unbeatable. Kyron Williams is the second best running back in the NFL right now. So it was a lot of fun to just delve into all those storylines and be a part of that because. Ray, it's coming down to the wire here, week 18. I can't believe it's almost over, but at the same time, Ray, I think it's going to be full on Big East basketball season as soon as we wrap up this NFL year because everybody's like it's on to the next, right? And football is king. Everybody knows that. When it comes,
I'm just ready for the Giants to get this dub against the Eagles.
Oh yeah,
I'm ready to have Eagles Twitter attack the shit out of me on Twitter.
Are you calling that? Are you calling that, Victor?
I'm gonna be talking. Now I'm not calling. I'm definitely not calling it. I'm gonna sit there. I'm gonna watch the game, and I'm gonna see what happens.
All right.
I'm gonna see what happens.
And there it is, Ray. Seton Hall 61, Providence 57 on the Friars' home floor. Man, that is a tough loss for Kim English and the Friars, especially with Bryce Hopkins and his possible hyperextended knee. So that's a tough one for them. But hey, man, this is take no prisoners in Big East play. And it looks like tip-off for the Wildcats and Musketeers, 5.5 minutes, Ray. So you'll have time to answer some tweets, do your thing, and we'll get to sit down and enjoy the show that our guys are about to put on for us, man. It's going to be fun.
Let's do it.
Yes, sir.
I got some food I need to eat, too.
We appreciate everyone tuning into this special pregame edition of Raynin Threes. I'm your host, Mike O'Connell, here with Nova basketball legend Alan Ray. We hope you guys enjoy the game tonight, and we appreciate you for tuning in.
Let's go, Cats. Let's get this W.
Yes, sir.